Well, we get you ready for Clemson coming to the Dome this Friday night. Brian Higgins, Mikel Jones, and Mikel, defensive captain Mikel Jones here, full-time for the rest of the year. We know Dino likes to do this midway through the season when he can. What's it mean to you that you were the choice of your teammates and the coaching staff?
It means a lot now that it has a label on it. I feel like it's definitely an expectation I want to live up to so I can help my teammates. And definitely the defense side, keep getting better throughout the season and progressing.
I'd say, on one hand, it's no surprise that you'd be the captain of the defense. On the other hand, there's guys that have been here like 9 million years, and you get picked over all those defensive linemen, pretty much all of them who were great leaders in their own right. When you factor that part of it in, what does that say about everything on the defense right now?
It means a lot. Those guys who've been here for a long time, they're good leaders too, but it's like they're D-line men, so it's like they can't be as vocal to everybody. So I feel like the position I'm in, I can reach everybody and have an impact on the game.
Yeah, I'd say in most years, right, if you were to tell me like Kingsley was a captain or Josh Black was a captain, that would make a lot of sense, right?
Yeah, they were captains when I first got here my freshman year.
Coach has talked all year about you being another coach on the field, another coach off the field. You're watching film with guys that aren't in your position group, but we can hear your voice on the field. How important is that aspect of it to you?
It's super important to me because when I got here, it seemed like people were still trying to find a coacher, and I know coaching starts everybody has to be on the same point. So when the young guys come in, I feel like it's important for them to know the defense so they can be ready when their time comes, because you never know what happens with football. Guys go down, guys get hurt, things happen, so it's good to have everybody prepared.
And we've seen that, right, haven't? I mean, you got on the field as a freshman. We saw last year how many young guys got out there. The fact that you've all gone through it must really hammer that point home.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, the defense right now, and we've talked about this going back as far as camp and with everybody this year. Now you're halfway through the second year of the 3-3-5. How much more comfortable are you guys with it even now than you were a few weeks ago?
Super comfortable to the pack. Like we can make our own little checks here and there with our alignments and stuff. Just knowing what we got to do and knowing where everybody's going to be at, and just knowing where your leverage is going to be. Just having knowledge of the defense and knowing how everything's supposed to be.
It feels it's allowed you guys to make big plays at the times where it's mattered here. I mean, we talk about the getting off the field on third down maybe last week to get the ball back for the offense to tie it up in force overtime. How much pride are you taking in, those situations? Hey, Wake's offense is really good, but you stopped them at a point where you needed to.
A lot of pride. It's big. Like sudden change stops, they're super big because it shows a lot of character on your defense. And it was a point where it was like 2 minutes left, and I could see the guys coming on the field looking a little down. I was like, yo, we gotta get a stop. It's time for us to make a big play so we can get the ball back to the offense. So it's a lot of pride in that. Definitely in that sudden change situation.
And you had to know, right? I mean, you're looking up at the clock. If you literally won first down, then the game's over at that point.
Yeah, it was a pressure, but that's what pressure either breaks pipes or make diamonds. That's what we got to come out on top.
I want to ask you about a couple plays from a couple weeks ago against Florida State and how tough it is to be in your guys' position, especially what Marlowe went through. He gets called for a late hit, and then he kind of lays back on one play. How hard is that to deal with in real time where you're trying to figure out when you can hit a guy or not? It's got to be hard to figure it out.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Just watching football on Saturdays after our game and on Sundays, the game is changing. You got to know how to hit a quarterback. You got to know where to place your hands at. And then that's just a tough situation because I knew what he was thinking. But yeah, you just got to get adapted and just know how to play it the right way.
And you said the specific word right. You got to know how to hit a quarterback right, even more so than the other guys, huh?
Yeah, protecting the quarterbacks a lot.
All right, here we are, Clemson this week. You would have been in high school 4 years ago now when it was a Friday night here, and we all know what happened as the Tigers came in and went down. How much did that affect you young guys? You were in the process of deciding or knew you were coming to Syracuse at that point. When you saw that game happen, what went through your mind at that point?
It was crazy. It was crazy because I had a couple teammates who actually were going Andre Cisco and Warren Wallace. They were about to commit. I was in my junior year. So they was telling me about it, yeah, we about to beat Clemson. And they went to the game and they experienced it and they came back and told us. So it was something nice. It definitely popped off a light bulb on my radar. Okay, Syracuse definitely has potential to be a great program.
And now here you are. It's basically almost 4 years exactly later to the day, pretty much within a few days anyway. And it's another Friday night in the Dome. You know what these environments can be like. What are you expecting this week? Clemson's not Clemson, but there's still Clemson here coming in this week.
It's definitely much respect to those guys. I feel like those guys still have good coaches. That's a good team. And it's a big opportunity for us, and we look to capitalize on it in the Dome with a lot of fans. Crazy environment, I know it would be.
For you guys on defense, they've been struggling on offense. You can't read into that too much, can you? What still stands out about this group that you got to worry about popping off this week that hasn't so far this year?
The defense or the offense?
Their offense.
But their offense. Their offense, they have good guys. They still have good guys. I feel like they have a good quarterback. They know how to play together, but as a defense, we do too.
All right, lastly, I want to ask you about the Dome, Mikel. No fans last year. It feels like it's as loud as ever in there, even if the place hasn't been full. How much of an effect positively has that been for you guys?
Big impact. This year was when I first really realized the home field advantage with our crowd in the Loud House. Definitely appreciate all those fans.
All right, Mikel, enjoy it out there on Friday night.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
We'll see him out there this Friday against the Tigers.